I have come here in front of you today to address my army of dudes. It's crazy how two versions of a card from the same set can look so wildly different. The regular version of Sami Wildcat Captain looks like, some kind of constipated lesbian. She's throwing space hamburgers at some thugs, while the showcase has a cool, hot lady looking through a damn telescope at the spaceships framed perfectly by Mars or something, I guess. I don't know. It's the duality of man, or woman in this case, and that's better, Commander Dude. We're here to build a budget deck around the 6 mana, but absolutely broken Commander. Let's dive in. But first, you gotta subscribe to the channel, brother. This is where it all goes down, and as always, special thanks to the patrons, the members, the Discord dudes out there being cool and making things happen. Let's go budget style for this beast. Let's aim for a $50 shell, because we all don't have beans and beans of American dollars. That doesn't include the commander because it ain't even out yet. Have some patience, dude. Sami Wildcat Captain. Or maybe it's Sami like Sam Raimi, dude. I don't know. 4 white and a red for a legendary creature, human artificer rogue. It's a 4/4 with double strike and vigilance. Oh my god. Spells you cast have affinity for artifacts. That's worth an extra 6 mana right there. Beyond the edge of desperation lies eternal ingenuity. We're talking free damn spells here, dude. You get a grip of 3 artifacts out there, totally doable by turn 3 or 4. And suddenly you're getting a 3 mana cost reduction on all your spells. Not just artifacts, not just legendaries or sagas. All your spells. Now the double strike and vigilance are fantastic keywords. If you wanted a budget equipment commander, that would be just dandy. You can definitely go that direction. There's some larger equipment you can put out there to take advantage of that cost reduction, but they don't really do anything about equip costs, this commander. I didn't really go that route, but you definitely can. It's not to say you shouldn't slot in some delightful protection pieces, because you will be sad when this immediately gets murked down to smitheroonies. Definitely gonna want the Nettle Cyst too, because it's got that polycystic kidney disease, brother. This poor guy's insides are on the outsides, and this can make your commander absolutely beastie. This can definitely end a game, man, especially with that double strike. Now the downside to a 6 mana commander is basically you're going to be casting it once, if you're lucky. It's going to get out there and make them use that removal, right? But we need lots of ramp for this, guys, and those are going to be free spells later in the game to power out all those 5 or 6 mana spells around turn 6. We have some of the usual rocks. Thran Dynamo, Dreamstone Hedron, Hedron Archive. These kind of round out the big mana options. This deck is secretly a big mana deck. It's going to give us a nice boost to our resource production. The latter two can be traded in for cards later in the game because you're going to be dumping out permanents pretty fast. So listen, man, about 45% of the deck is artifacts or cards that make artifacts, including artifact lands. So let's get them out there, start casting spells, man. And if there's one thing I love, it's scalable burn, baby. There are some great finishers here. Delete. X red for a sorcery deals X damage to each non-artifact creature and each player. I know this kills the commander, but endgame, you just cast this with that affinity, kill your dude, wipe the board, mop up with the artifact creatures that go on an attack, and we're going to talk about them a little later. Yeah, listen, how about an immolating inferno, and it's from an old lady. Jaya, she's got this thing in her purse, man. She's got an inferno in there. She pulls it out when she's getting mugged by somebody. X red for a legendary sorcery. The immolating inferno deals X damage to each of up to 3 targets. You know who those 3 targets are? Your buddies at the commander table. This can get silly with all that ramp and cost reduction. And of course, red has some larger scalable impulse draw spells like Zenith Festival. It's a cool little card. X red for a sorcery. Exile the top X cards of your library. You may play them until the end of your next turn. So play them means you can play lands if you're able to at that time. Has harmonized for X red. So you may cast this card from your graveyard for its harmonized cost. You may tap a creature you control to reduce that cost by amount of generic mana equal to its power. Then exile this spell. It's pretty cool. It's got super flashback. Amazing. You'll get deep discounts on spells. Once you get to 6 artifacts, this will help you storm off, man. Get that card velocity in the words of muscle monster Josh Lee Kwai. And if we're talking big red spells, we're talking about Apex of Power. 7 red for a sorcery. Exile the top 7 cards of your library. Until end of turn, you may cast spells from among them. If the spell was cast from your hand, add 10 mana of any one color. Man, this is a crazy card, dude. If you can get cost reduction on this, you get that 10 red mana right back. I mean, you're going to be busting out some big spells. Then we have our artifact creature suite. We have all the hits here. We have Angel of the Ruins. This is hopefully only going to cost you a couple white mana. You have Combustible Gear Hulk. It's only going to cost you a couple red mana. You got Steel Hellkite, Commander Staple, and for a good reason. You've also got Traxos, the Scourge of Krug. You have Steel Seraph out there, which is an artifact creature. It's a 5/4 for 6 mana, has flying, has a little prototype there. At the beginning of combat on your turn, target creature you control gains your choice of flying, vigilance, or lifelink until end of turn. Very beefy. And we have some beefier ones out there, like Triplicate Titan, Ancient Stone Idol. Now listen, Eldrazi are generally a good way to go if you want to go that direction, but this is a more budget deck, so we didn't go nuts with Eldrazi. Plus the artifact creature beaters go nicely with our artifact count. Get one out, reduce the next one, which is pretty fantastic. But there is one that's great at drawing cards, probably worth an include, and great in a budget deck, and that's Kozilek the Great Distortion. This guy's 8 and 2 colorless mana, which you're going to be able to create. I believe in this deck. We have plenty of sources. It's a legendary creature, Eldrazi. It's a 12/12. When you cast it, if you have fewer than 7 cards in hand, draw cards equal to the difference. Also has Menace. Discard a card with mana value X. Counter target spell with mana value X. Man, this guy has a void as cryptic as reality itself, because he's got those hentai tentacles, dude. Be careful what you Google. The void may Google you back. Man, I wish there were more cards like this. The Stone Coil Serpent. This card is just so good. It's X mana, artifact creature, snake. It's a 0/0. Has reach, trample, protection from multicolored. Fantastic. Enters with X +1/+1 counters on it. This is great early game or late game. Stone Coil is just a monster, and it adds to our artifact count. And of course, this is a budget deck. We can get some Metalcraft bros out there. Great deck for Jor-Kadeen the Prevailer. This guy's Metalcraft. Creatures you control get +3/+0 as long as you control 3 or more artifacts. And he's a fairly beefy 5/4 with First Strike, dude. Imagine getting an 8/4 out there with that Metalcraft. It's a young Richard Gere from an unreleased film about flaming dudes, and it looks like fun. Making all your creatures so much bigger is a huge pump anthem. And I love this guy. Even though, maybe he's suboptimal. Who cares, dude? It's bracket 2. Now how about Sentinel Sarah Lions? As long as an artifact entered the battlefield under your control this turn, creatures you control get +2/+2, and this is a 4/4 with haste, man. Has the Battalion. Whenever Sentinel Sarah Lions and at least 2 other creatures attack, Sentinel Sarah Lions deals damage equal to the number of artifacts you control the target player. Again, man, getting that big pump for your board can be huge. This deck is about dumping all those artifact creatures for free or 1 or 2 mana, and this hasty little monster is going to get out there and look like a female Dolph Lundgren and smash somebody right in the face. If he dies, he dies. Yeah, and we got a 15-cent banger here. It's the Hellkite Igniter. 5 red creature dragon. It's a 5/5 with flying and haste. 1 red. This creature gets +X/+0 until end of turn, where X is the number of artifacts you control. This card rips. It's evasive, can chunk off a quarter of an opponent's life the turn it comes down. Pretty sweet undersung dragon, man. Now you want to create lots of artifacts, so let's get in some gnomes, dude. You got Enim Pakal here. 1000th Moon. It's a legendary creature, human soldier. Whenever you attack with 1 or more non-gnome creatures, put a +1/+1 counter on this little beast, then create X 1/1 colorless gnome artifact creature tokens that are tapped and attacking, where X is the number of +1/+1 counters on Enim Pakal. Listen, man, in playtesting, this got 3 to 6 artifacts per turn. Or more, who knows. And one more piece, a little secret tech here. It's an artifact deck, Saheeli's Directive, X red. For a sorcery, has Improvise. Each artifact you tap after you're done activating mana abilities pays for 1. Reveal the top X cards of your library. You may put any number of artifact cards with mana value X or less from among them onto the battlefield. Then put all cards revealed this way that weren't put onto the battlefield into your graveyard. It's a lot of red mana, but there are 40 or so artifacts and artifact creating cards in this deck. It's a big mana card, but you get that Improvise plus the Affinity. It's a bit of a win more card, but listen, this is a bracket 2, man, and it's fun. I just love flipping over 20 cards. What can I say about it, man? For a bracket 2 deck, this thing really pops off. And again, in the words of muscle god and fitness card influencer Josh Lee Kwai, cheating mana is one of the most powerful things you can do. Affinity is utterly broken. This may not be a standard powerhouse or a constructed powerhouse because it's 6 mana, but in Commander, getting to 6 mana on turn 4 is eminently doable. Goldfish it. By turn 5 or 6, you're vomiting out all the big spells, snowballing in most of the games that you're going to play. Link's going to be in the description, my dudes. As always, fear the Vandal Blast. Fear it, Lawrence. We are made men by the Vandal Blast, undone by the Vandal Blast, and die by the Vandal Blast. Nikki G, Better Commander, signing off.